Do you need tangible ways to improve communication in the workplace? Finding potential barriers is just one step in working towards eliminating communication issues altogether. Setting ground rules for communication can help align expectations about communication at work, setting the stage for shared understanding on just about any subject. In today's video, we're going to give you a few guidelines for improving communication, especially among teams. We'll also touch on some activities you can use to improve workplace communication skills. I'm Noel, and this is Jotform. Let's get into it. Creating workplace standards is a great place to start. Each standard should address a particular internal communication goal, written or spoken, online or offline. Set clear communication expectations and see your team thrive. Let's go through some standards you can start implementing today. Before you even start tapping away at your keyboard, take a moment and think to yourself, what is the goal of this email? Are you trying to inform, persuade, educate, inspire, entertain? All are valid options, and being clear about your intent right away will help you stay focused when writing. Once you've identified your goal, share it. This openness places your message in a broader context and helps make your expectations explicit. Do this and you'll have better communication and a better understanding from your team. Here's a tip as easy as its delivery. Keep it simple. Create a very clear, concise central message. Think, if you could take your message and distill it into less than 8 words, what would it be? Once you've identified your central message, don't embellish or muddy it. Keep it simple. Keeping it simple doesn't mean leaving out key information, though. When in doubt, include necessary definitions of key terms. For instance, if you ask a colleague to update you frequently, state what frequent means to you. Is that every hour? Once a day? Once a week? Being very clear with terms and expectations is helpful to you and your staff. Miscommunication runs rampant when employees feel too psychologically threatened to speak up. Think about what you're doing to create a space that's safe for employees to speak up and be themselves without repercussions. Every participant in the conversation has a responsibility to create an environment that's conducive to open communication. This requires active listening, respect for other perspectives, and avoidance of judgmental language. The best rule of thumb is, if you're not sure, ask. The best way to gauge if your team is understanding your message is to ask them. Check for understanding whenever possible, especially at team meetings, which are infamous for burning time without imparting insight. Leaving time at the end of a meeting to stop, clarify, and address questions is a helpful step to implement. Then, between meetings, provide employees with feedback channels where they can safely, and perhaps even anonymously, fill in their understanding gaps. Try using employee feedback forms from Jotform as a great way to keep lines of communication open. Implementing new standards is just as important as writing them down. These best practices improve collaboration, but only if everyone is aware of them and sticks to them. So how do you build a new communication culture among existing staff? Try scheduling periodic communication activities like visual thinking strategies, or VTS. VTS is a framework for communication that involves the discussion of visual artworks among diverse teams. Under the guidance of a facilitator, everyone studies a piece of art and has a guided discussion about it. Discussing art in a structured way helps build that sense of safety during communication. It's also ideal for drawing out shy members of the team. Structured VTS sessions improve communication skills, including tolerance for ambiguity, civil debate, openness. These are all crucial for successful business collaborations. Don't forget to document your standards and make them available to your whole team, especially new hires. An introduction to communication standards off the bat should be an integral part of the onboarding process. Every now and then, review your standards and don't be afraid to replace ones that aren't working as you'd hoped. So whether your team is newly formed or has been working together for some time, implementing some communication standards goes a long way in creating a communicative environment. Let's do a quick review. Try implementing some of these standards into your day-to-day teamwork. Make all communication have a clear, explicit goal. More explicit intentions create clarity. Keep your messages as simple as possible. Boil your thoughts down as simply as possible so your team can retain them. Clearly define the terms you use so you can erase any confusion regarding your expectations. Make participants feel safe contributing to the convo, and make sure to check for understanding during, after, and in between staff meetings. Don't forget to use activities like visual thinking strategies to get your team communicating well in no time. With these standards in place, you and your team will be consciously creating a successfully communicative and safe workplace. Thanks for watching Jotform. I'm Noel. See you next time.